It's crazy how things can change in a few days. Like Jay-Z said, it was all good just a week ago. And in the Cowboys case, things was all good just 3 weeks ago. You know, the Cowboys were undefeated 3-0. And now look where they are now. I feel like the loss to the Jets was embarrassing. You know, that's a team that you should beat. You should. And I think that it's a lot of things that really resulted, or that really caused this loss to happen. I'm not one of the people that's like on the fire Jason Garrett bandwagon, because honestly, I don't think this is his fault. I think that on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of the woes were the result of player execution. Like, all of the drop passes by players, miscommunication on routes, the offensive line that is now operating without its two bookends. That's player execution things. You know, you can't really blame that stuff on coaches. I think, like I said before, you can't blame 16-year veteran tight end dropping a pass or fumbling on coaches. And that's all it's been on offense. It's just been failures in player execution. Now, on the other side of the ball, defensively, I think it's a different story. I feel like the only coach that I am side-eyeing and questioning his ability to do his job well is Chris Rashad. DB's coach, calls the plays, de facto defensive coordinator. I feel like he is causing issues with the team as a result of his defensive philosophy and his coaching mannerisms. When I say philosophy, I mean the whole bend don't break offense. Defense. I'm sorry, the bend don't break defense. He coaches the players to allow the catch if it's not a big play, and then rally to the ball. And that works great when you have the Legion of Boom. But when you don't have elite guys everywhere, I don't think that defensive philosophy will work as consistently as it did in his time in Seattle. And that may be one of the reasons why his time ran out there. Another thing about him is the way that he coaches the defensive backs. He coaches them to react to the receiver and play the receiver rather than play the ball and try to make the dynamic big play on defense. Yes, that'll lessen the big plays that the defense gives up, but it allows the opposing offense to matriculate the ball down the field. And that's why we'll find that the opponents will have a long time of possession, and they will work their way down the field, and that could result in points via touchdown or field goal. But it's not giving the offense the ball back. Turnovers is something that this team is starved for right now. It's crazy. And I'm going to compare that to like the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have secondary woes, but that just comes from their players not being too good. Like, the players they're not good. We don't know if their coaching comes into question there. They just that bad players. The Cowboys, I don't think that you have any reason to question the DB's talent with the exception of like a few bad qualities here and there. For example, Woozier always had the head turning issue. Jeff Heath always had issues in coverage per se. But it's hard to call them bad players. They just got bad qualities. So I'm going to go back to comparing them to the Eagles DBs. And when I say them, of course, I mean the Cowboys DBs. The Eagles DBs have just been getting exposed. They've been getting blown by, etc. But you haven't had a reason to question their coaching. So Chris Richard has to do some improving. He's gonna have to coach his position group better. Yes, he's calling all of the plays on the defense, but first and foremost, he is the DB's coach. He's gonna have to coach his guys better, change the defensive philosophy, and help them execute to help the offense. 3 losses is not an impossible thing to recover from, but I don't think that the Cowboys coaching staff and the players ever really saw themselves getting to this point, because everybody looked down on the Jets as one of those breeze by games. And when you lose a game like that, a game that you should win, it's like a shocker. It's like when they get the defibrillator and they yell clear and then they shock you. That's kind of like what happens with that. So I think that they have the ability, especially with a divisional game against the Eagles, which I like to nickname the Disappointment Bowl. When they go to the Disappointment Bowl and hopefully rally to get a W there, things can look a little different. Oh, my notes getting scattered in the breeze. It's a lot of things that the team needs to change. They managed to change them last year, and I really hope that they change them early and with urgency this year. Or else the team will look a lot different going into the offseason. That's all I got on the woes of the team. I'll come up with some more content later. But for now, peace.